Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, like I always say, welcome to the channel. Today is Tuesday, June 25th, 2024. Hope you're all doing well, and I hope that you all had a great month. And in today's video, I'm going to be giving my recap of June as well as briefly discuss some things that are upcoming in July. So I'm going to jump right into it. And I'm going to be referring to my notes app here on my phone because I don't want to skip anything. So I mentioned in my last video that May was the best month of the year and that June was probably going to be better, and it was much better. And I expected it, but I can now confirm that June was hands down the best month of 2024 so far. As far as work goes, as I mentioned previously, we have made the transition from permanent placement within the recruitment space into staffing, contract staffing, contingent labor staffing. And we've just been working really hard over at Renvio on business development and building new client relationships and reforming old ones and building that new division out. And it's been very interesting. It's been very fun. I I didn't really care much for business development when we were doing permanent placement, but contract is definitely more exciting and uh, just has a very different feel to it than permanent placement. I had some successes within the permanent placement space, but contract is definitely a breath of fresh air and definitely a move towards the direction where not only the company that I work with, but the direction that I want to move in. So things are going very well there. I will definitely be keeping you posted on all of that. As far as exercise and health, I just continue to do as best I can every week, running on the treadmill, eating as healthy as I can the most days that I can. Didn't do quite as well as I wanted to, but still did pretty okay, all things considered. I went to a birthday party for a family friend of ours has a 1 year old, and we went to that birthday party really early in the month. And the following weekend, we went to a graduation party for my neighbor who graduated from high school. So really fun things, really great time spent with people that are fun to be around and that we care about a lot and have known for a really long time. So very happy about the social gatherings of the month. I attended the monthly Denver support group for people with visual impairments in the middle of the month, and that's always a great pleasure, always one of the highlights of my month to connect with those folks from around the country, not just in Denver, and hear how everybody is doing in their vision loss journey and share updates on my end as well. So it's always a great thing that I do every month for myself, and I'm happy to know those people and learn from them and share my experiences with them as well. The big thing that happened in June was, of course, the Foundation Fighting Blindness Visions Conference in Chicago, and that happened this past Thursday, Friday, Saturday in Chicago, and it was an unbelievable experience. It was a life changing experience, and I'm actually going to dedicate an entire video in the next few days to that event, to that weekend, because I couldn't possibly do it justice here in this video. And it deserves its own video, and it may be quite long and detailed, but it deserves that type of attention. Um, but again, unbelievable, life changing, really fun. Connected with a lot of really great people, met a lot of new people, reconnected with people I already knew. Continued to build on friendships and relationships, and just really enjoyed the time. We also living in Greater Pittsburgh, we drove to Chicago. My parents and I, we made a long weekend out of it, a little half week vacation out of it, and we actually met up with some friends who live in Ann Arbor, Michigan, on the way there, which isn't. It's not really on the way to Chicago, but it's enough on the way that we made sense to spend the night in Ann Arbor, which was about halfway, and then drive the rest of the way to Chicago, and then did the same coming back and came back on Sunday evening. So that was really fun. I've never been to Ann Arbor before, never been to Michigan, and as I mentioned in my previous video, I added 3 states to my list of visited states. So I added Michigan, Indiana, and Illinois. So covered a lot of ground, literally and figuratively, over the past week or so. So that really sums up June pretty nicely. I don't believe I'm forgetting anything. If I did, I forgot to write it in my notes here. But really good month. Really looking forward to July. There are some 4th of July sort of festivities happening next week that are pretty traditional here in the neighborhood that we'll be partaking in, that I'm really excited about. And a couple other Foundation Fighting Blindness Pittsburgh chapter related activities happening in July as well, that I'm not exactly sure when those are happening yet. Those dates are kind of to be determined, so I'll probably be reporting on those in my July recap when they've already happened. And just getting together with some folks, throughout July, throughout the month. Cobra Kai is coming back in July as well, in the middle of the month, which I'm really excited about because it's one of my favorite shows I've ever watched. And that's the newest season of that is dropping sometime in July. And just going to continue to exercise and be as healthy as I can, and do my work, help build the business every day, and on the contract side, as well as some of my projects on the permanent side as well. And one thing I do want to mention about work is that I felt like when I first started with Ignite, and as an entrepreneur in general, I got burnt out because I was racing against the clock where there was no defined time on the clock. So I wasn't sure how much time I had left with usable vision. So it kind of stressed me out because I was kind of racing against that undefined time. And when I was doing permanent placement, I was burnt out because you only get paid when you do a deal. It's inconsistent. It was just stressing me out. And with contract placement, contingent staffing, it definitely creates a more scalable environment, a more consistent environment. There's more ownership in the process, and it's definitely more conducive to my long-term goals. Things that I was doing on the permanent side that I'm still doing and will continue to do are also conducive to these specific markets that I'm focused on, are conducive to my long-term goals as well, and considering that I may not always have usable vision, but the contract placement, the contingent staffing, the scalability of that, and the consistency of that is works very well in tandem with the high-level permanent placement activities that I'm participating in. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. That's definitely a huge breakthrough that I've had, mainly psychologically this month, and has kind of been building up since May when we started to roll out the contract business. So I think that's it. I hope I'm not missing anything. Like I said, stay tuned. I'm thinking Friday I'm going to film the Visions video, and it's going to be probably the most fun, best video I've ever done. So hope you're all ready for it. Hope you're all as excited as I am, and I'll see you in a few days. Thank you all for watching, and have a great day.